This is the Akko PC75B Plus. Kind of an interesting name, but here it is. Let's get this thing unboxed right away. Okay, so it comes with this very nice outside. Akko always does a great job with their packaging. They even give you like all the different modes and stuff on the back. Very good. And this comes with the Jelly Pink switches from Akko, so a lot of value there. This thing retails at $110, which is pricey, but actually not too bad, seeing as the Ducky 1.3 series is about in that same price range, a little bit more expensive. Let's get this thing undone. I love the black box. We have some foam over top and then the keyboard right there. We're gonna take this out first, and we have a nice keycap holder, fantastic. A nicer USB-C cable, but it's still just a USB-C cable. It's nothing braided or anything. And then we do have like some modifier caps. These are probably gonna be if you just want it to be all white or all black. Or no, these are actually the modifier ones because it is all black. My bad. All right, so then we have this very thick plastic dust cover. I don't know why they make these so thick, but it is nice. And then in some PE foam, which I would upgrade it with probably. It's heavy. Like right away, I feel it's quite heavy. So let's pull this out of the PE foam. Oh, wow. This thing, oh, this looks really good. Now again, this is all blacked out, but oh my God, this feels really good in hand. Now we also do have a 2.4 gigahertz USB dongle that comes in the box, but let's get this box out of the way. All right, so I'm just gonna grab my keycap holder. But okay, so first thing, this is a plastic keyboard, okay? So it's a plastic case, but I don't know, it just feels, it's solid. It has a little bit of flex to it, but it's like well put together so that the flex is like, I don't know how to explain it. It's more like soft. This is like a soft board, but it's good. Okay, so this up here is all matte except for this edge right here. No, that's also matte. It's like a matte satin kind of thing. But look at this. It has a teeny bit of wiggle, but pretty dang good, especially compared to the Mod 007 that they had. Don't know about the V2. Okay, so on the back, we have the dual stage risers, and this is like kind of see-through, as you can see. I don't know if you can see that, but it's kind of see-through. So we have the dual stage risers on the back that feel fantastic. We have Mac, Windows, and then USB. So that's for the Bluetooth. I think this has Bluetooth, which is very cool. So cool. Okay, so right off the bat, we have these beautiful ASA profile Akko keycaps that feel fantastic. You guys, you've seen these on my modded builds forever. I use them all the time. But let's get this. These are the white modifiers. This is what most of you guys are gonna wanna do. Let's take all of these out, replace these keycaps. Now right away, we can see we have a little bit of foam on those stabilizers. I don't know if it's throughout the board, although it does look like it. Very, very good. Okay, the other nice thing here is we have those stabilizers that I liked. I haven't tested them out, but the other thing to notice is this plate. Now, if I put the camera up to it, it's shiny. Now, I can tell you right away, this is probably not a polycarbonate plate. It doesn't look like one. It might be just a darker polycarbonate plate, but it's definitely like a plastic of some sort, which is hopefully gonna be really good for the sound. I'm excited about this one. Now, let's put the white key on there, and before we continue to put all of the keys on there, we're gonna test out the stabilizers. That was something that Akko has been doing really good on their pre-builds, so let's check it out. Ooh, very good. Now, the spacebar's done a little bit weird, but I don't think it's seated quite correctly because I took it off. All right, so let's seat this thing correctly. Man, dude, they do a good job with their stabilizer tuning. Very impressive. Let's put all the rest of the white keycaps. I think I'm gonna leave this one black and then put delete key. No shift. I wish they had a shift. No shift, not a big deal. Now, the other thing to mention is these switches. Let's get a close up on those. These are the Jelly Pink switches. Now, this comes in Jelly Pink, Jelly Purple, which is a tactile, if you like tactile, Jelly Purple, and then Akko Silver switches, which are lubed. That's $10 more, so that's $120. Now guys, there's also a few other ones right here. However, I just like the way this looks. It looks so freaking clean, guys. The only thing is I do wish they would have included like a white knob of this. Let's see if we can pull it off. So this is actually metal, which is very cool. This is like a solid piece of metal right here. So you can see solid piece of metal, and it just goes on to this little like thing. It's very cool. I honestly was expecting this to be plastic, but no, it's full metal, which is awesome. Now I just have to get it back on. There we go. Fantastic. The tactility is also nice. Again, not much of a wobble, which is very impressive. Okay, but first of all, take a listen to the sound test in 3, 2, 1, take a listen. And while you were listening to the full sound test, I just listened to the sound test myself. I just tested it out. Man, does this thing, number one, feel good. Like, it feels really good. The sound is so interesting because of that plate, because of the extra dampening. Oh, this thing is really, really good. It may be my most recommended over the 3068B and the 3087 and all of those. This one is, wow, this one is like very good. I think this is gonna be my most recommended keyboard ever. Okay, so right away, what are the problems? Now we can see here, the USB-C is recessed. Okay, so that's obviously a problem for some cables. We'll test it out with an Asceny custom coil cable. You guys know I love these things, 25 bucks. I'll also link below if you wanna check it out. Now with this one, opening it up. Now this is a great custom, like first coiled cable. But as we can see, this end is pretty fat. So we'll see if it fits in there. I don't think it's going to. It, like the beginning of it fits in, but as you can see, so that's one issue. The other thing is kind of weird is that it's offset. So it's not quite in the middle. It's a little bit over here. I don't mind it too much because it's in line with this line right here. As you can see, it's in line with that. So it's not too big of a deal. However, it does make it weird. If you wanted a custom coil cable that went to the right, like for instance, if it went like this, it's kind of strange with it being offset. So you would really want your custom coil cable to go this way. Not too big of a deal though. Okay, what are the other issues? Full plastic construction, but as we heard, it doesn't diminish that sound at all. Now, valuation, that's the other thing. That's why these boards are so incredible. The Akko 3068B, 3084B, the 1800 version of that. The reason these are so good is because the keycaps alone are 60 bucks, okay? Then you have the switches, which are between 25 and 30, 35 bucks, depending on where you get them. So you add those together, and this is basically the price of the board without the plate, without the case, without the knob, and this is all custom to this board. This isn't shared amongst a lot. You're getting a lot of value there. Now, the only thing that I don't like is for modding, this is one of those pop-off boards, as you can see. But we're gonna go ahead and pop it off to see how hard it is. I don't know if this comes off. Does this plastic piece come off? I don't know if it does. We're gonna try popping it off though. Oh, came off pretty easily there. Yeah, this is not bad at all. Whoa. That was really freaking impressive. I just want to say this right away. Of the clipping cases that I've used, which is quite a few, this is the easiest to get off by far, and it still feels solid. Okay, so now we have some look into the insides, which is very cool. Okay, so this is like a plastic, it looks like it's sitting on plastic. Like the plate is actually a plastic. So let's see if we can lift this up. It looks like we can just lift this up right now. What an interesting design. Okay, we have a little plastic piece right here. Is this like, this is almost like little gaskets that they put down there for the case to take away vibrations. You can see them all over the case. We got one right here, one right there. That's very interesting. So this one goes right in here. Okay, so let's see if we can actually, okay, so we got one screw down there. Got our screwdriver, and let's get this one screw. It looks like there's just literally one screw. The other nice thing is you do not have to take the keycaps off to get this board up so far. Okay, so pulling this up, we have the battery right down there. Let's get this detached. All right, battery is detached, and we have this little screw, and right away, unbelievable, guys. This is a full piece of silicone for the bottom. This is a full piece of silicone for the bottom. $110. Now you compare this to something like a Ducky 1.3 SF. This is unbelievable. And then you have these almost like a gasket for a top case. But look at this. This is incredible. This is probably like keyboard of the year. And then we have these little rubber things to decrease vibration. This thing is so incredibly built. Okay, so look at this. Okay, so this is the hot swappable PCB. I don't know if I told you that. Hot swappable 3 and 5 pin switches, fantastic. Now the only thing that you don't really have on this board is you don't have south facing LEDs. Okay, you don't have that. You can see all the LEDs are on that north side. Not too big of a deal though, okay? It's not too big of a deal for me. But look at this plate. The plate is actually part of the case. You can see right here, it fits together as part of the case, which is incredibly interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen this design before, besides something like the Red Dragon K617 Fizz. If you guys watch that, super budget board, but it used a similar style, but this is a plastic, it's a nice feeling, kind of flexible plastic plate. What an interesting design. Wow. So you have a ton of dampening. If you don't want to do a ton of dampening, pull it out. Then you can put some other stuff in there. I do want to say the one thing that they did not include is a switch puller. So let's pull one of these switches out here, and you can see there's foam. I don't know if you can see in there. So in here, there is black foam. Not any silicone. It's more of that like squishy, cheaper foam, but they still did it. And then they have rubber, like a small, little thin, I mean, literally we're talking like a millimeter right here of rubber. That white is like a rubber cover. So your switches are actually sitting against a tiny little rubber sheet, which is gonna take away those little vibrations. This is engineered, which we haven't really seen on boards in this price range at all. But the one thing that we did not check is the RGB. So turning this on, again, Windows or Mac, either one, And then we have the RGB right there. Now, I don't know if you guys can see this. It looks really good. This is a very bright room. So we're actually gonna go test this right now. No mic, but we're gonna be able to test it in the dark. Let's come over here. And as you're seeing us doing this right now, it is quite bright. It's beautiful. What doesn't this thing do right? I mean, look at this RGB in a super bright room. In this incredibly bright room, this is really bright. Okay, in a dark room, it's gonna totally light everything up. And it has Mac and Windows support out of the box. Not something that gives you this amount of value. You're actually getting really good keycaps in a pre-build at $110. You don't really get that with any other brand. And then you're getting actually good custom switches. This is incredible. I'm just gonna say this right away, okay? I haven't even spent that much time with this keyboard. This is the single best pre-built keyboard ever right now. The previous one is also the Akko 3068B. The 3068B is destroyed by this one, and I don't see how any company right now is going to beat this keyboard. It's unbelievable, okay? If you guys want to check out this, not this, but the full board, as well as this Asceny custom coil cable that doesn't fit in this, not a problem. You could probably shave it away a little bit. But if you want to check it out, there's Amazon and Akko links below. There's not really much more to say. It's freaking incredible, okay? This is the best pre-built I have ever used. It's absolutely fantastic. If you want us to mod it, comment that below. But this is a consumer tech review, and I'll see you guys in the next video.